Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here with another stock prediction, stock analysis video. This time we're going to be doing it a little bit differently though. I'm going to be talking about a really cool Bitcoin mining company named Marathon Holdings. Used to be known as Marathon Patent Holdings, now they're known as Marathon Digital Holdings, changing their name on us. Their stock symbol is MARA, M-A-R-A. And this is a really, really cool company, and they're making some very interesting moves. So, frankly, when this one came across my desk and I saw this piece of information that I'm going to share with you today, this is really huge news. It made me take notice of this particular company and the moves they're making and the valuations of their stock as it relates to some future moves that they're gonna be doing. I'll cut to the chase and give you a little sneak peek as far as what's going on. They're going to be holding all of their future Bitcoins that they are mining, and they are betting on the long haul, how that Bitcoin has continued to go up and up and up, which is going to increase the value of their company, obviously, and dramatically just catapult them. We're going to talk about how their cost of operations is extremely cheap, and overall how it's going to value their stock. You're going to really, really want to check this one out. This one's really, really cool. So this one was fun. When I saw this one, I had to smile, and frankly, I think I'm going to pull my wallet out myself, and I'm going to put some money in these guys because at their current valuations, I think that there's some very, very interesting upside here. Okay, so we're going to get into that in a minute. Remember, as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only. You know that. Also, please, if you're brand new, you've never seen me before, I'm a 30-plus year investor. My name's Austin Hilton. I have a real simple objective. I bring you these videos to help notify you and let you know of cool stocks and what's going on with them, give you maybe some unique insights into them, and then also just help you overall navigate it. I am not going to be doing a video on a true, deep, technical, or fundamental analysis related to this company, so if that's what you're looking for, don't want to waste your time on that. But I bring you some really interesting information about this company, other companies. Would love to have you stick around. Please like this video if you could. It helps the video to rank better with YouTube, helps my channel, helps spread the word, and I appreciate it if you're getting value out of this video to drop a like on it. So with that said, let's go take a look at Marathon and see what is going. And I've got a real interesting piece of information to share with you that's going to lay out everything about this. And here we go. Let's go take a look. This one's cool. This one, I'm absolutely going to put some money into these guys. I think what I got to show you is pretty awesome. Here we go. Okay, so as promised, this is the article that I found that came across my desk earlier today with Investor Place. Again, I'm a firm believer. This is one of the coolest information sites on the internet related to kind of stock information. I don't have any affiliate links or anything. Go check these guys out for free. They have some amazing content and articles, so definitely give them a shot and check them out. So you can see that this is what grabbed my attention. Marathon Digital Holdings, MARA, M-A-R-A, is worth another 68% from here. MARA stock is worth 83% more at $70.60, but its value expands exponentially with Bitcoin's price. Those are the two kind of the headlines that grabbed my attention and kind of pulled me in. And I've literally spent about the last 30 to 40 minutes just going over this article, kind of looking at what they laid out, and I want to show this to you. Real quickly before we do that, I want to show you that MARA is currently trading at approximately $39.99. Okay, so that's where it's trading at right now. That's where it ended. And yeah, so let's get back over here. Okay, so again, if you're not familiar with these guys, they are a Bitcoin mining company. It announced its earnings Tuesday for both the fourth quarter in 2020. Okay, but it also updated the market on the amount of cash and Bitcoin it held as of March 15th. Okay. As a result, the company's decision to hold all Bitcoin that it mines expect MARA stock to increasingly be a leveraged play on Bitcoin's price moves. Okay, so obviously what this Bitcoin miner is doing is that they are leveraging and they're effectively attaching themselves to the price of Bitcoin related to what their company's valued at and their future and everything related to that. And it's just really interesting. Okay. So right here, for example, Marathon Digital Holdings generated 254 Bitcoins during the Q1 quarter through March 15th from its mining operations, and it held on to them. Okay? Here's the 3 reasons this company can do this. Okay, so bear with me. There is some even cooler stuff to come, guys, later in this article. So it can do this for 3 reasons. Number 1, the company generates Bitcoins at 90% margins according to their earnings release. The 14.3 million of Bitcoin mentioned in the earnings release cost only 1.43 million to produce. That represented 82% of the full quarter, so the run rate cost is 1.735 million per quarter, or about 6 million per year to produce those Bitcoins. Okay, so they have 90+% margins. Second, the company has an extremely low power cost structure at just 2.8 cents per kilowatt hour. They are expanding out their mining operations with more Bitcoin mining processors, or ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits. This means its margins could actually rise above 90%. Are you starting to see why this got my attention? Well, the even better news is coming. Okay. Third, the company has 219 million in cash on its balance sheet. So even if it burns off 6 or 7 million, or it has some additional unforeseen costs, which frankly it probably won't, it can draw down that off of that cash balance that they have in reserves. Meanwhile, it will continue to collect rather than to sell to cover cost the Bitcoins it mines each day, right? Because they're mining an asset every single day, obviously. And why not? Bitcoin has done extremely well over the past year, and there's every indication that it could continue, right? Okay, so valuing Marathon Digital. Marathon said in the press release that it expects to more than double the number of ASIC miners from 5,690 to 12,331 by the end of the year, 2021. These tend to be much more profitable and efficient than the typical GPU and CPU type mining computers. More importantly, the company said it now has 103,120 miners of all types that can produce 10.37 exahash per second by the beginning of 2022. Here's where the numbers start to come into play. Okay. In prior articles, their CEO indicated that Marathon could mine 55 to 60 Bitcoin per day once all digital miners are in place. That implies at $55,000 per Bitcoin, the company's revenue would be $3.3 million per day. At 90% gross margins, the margin would be $2.97 million per day, or $1.01 billion annually. Assuming a 2% operating cost, net income would be $1.059 billion. Again, very, very, very impressive. Gets better. Using a 5 times multiple, the value of the business would be $5.297 billion. In addition, remember we mentioned that cash they had on hand, right here's down here. They would have 271 million worth of Bitcoin on their balance sheet and the 219 million in cash. Therefore, its total cash and securities of 490 million, giving it a complete value of 5.797 billion. Since there are 81 million and change shares outstanding as of December 31, 2020, the value per share is $70.60. That is 68% above the company's $41.90 opening price on March 18th. Now, since this article was written, the price has gone down, right? We mentioned, well, not a lot. It's $39.99. I apologize. Yeah, $39. It's right there, $39.99, right there with the $41.90. So the valuation of this stock is $70.60 because they're effectively tying, with all of the Bitcoin they're mining, that they're just going to continue to hold that, and they're going to leverage that and ride it and see, and just to continue to. They're not selling it, right? Because they have such great low cost. I mean, 90+%. They're putting in these additional, these ASIC, the ASIC processing, which is going to potentially even lower their operating cost even more. It's just crazy. So look, so it's interesting. So what will happen with the Mars stock, right? So what that means is the Mars stock will move significantly more or less than the price of Bitcoin over time. So effectively, as Bitcoin continues to rise, their price should continue to go up, right? For example, let's say that Bitcoin doubles over the next year. Is it or is it not, right? That would increase the company's margin significantly, and the 60 Bitcoins it produces each day would result in, again, basically the doubling of the numbers we just went through up here, right? So instead of making, like 3 million a day, they're gonna make about 5.9 million a day, almost 6 million a day, which would bring in 2.162 billion annually, with a operating cost lowering to just, their operating cost would just be with taking their operating cost out, I apologize. You get my point. It would go from 2.162 to 2.142 in profit. Therefore, at 5 times earnings, the value of the stock would be 10.71 billion, right? That's if Bitcoin continues to go up, things like that. Okay, so that works out to potentially $168.98 per share. I mean, it's crazy. So here's the thing. I mean, do you believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up? That's really what it comes down to. And these particular individuals, this company, they do. This is what I thought that this was really, really an interesting article. And you can see that works on the downside as well. If the bottom falls out of Bitcoin, then obviously this company, the value will continue, will drop potentially as well. So a few final thoughts here. I mean, this one was interesting. I was really glad to bring this to you just as kind of a head scratcher, right? It's kind of like, I currently do not have anything in Bitcoin. I'm heavily invested in EV and some other sectors, and Bitcoin is one that I haven't personally gotten into. I like the flavor and the feel of this one. Here's what I think. I think worst case, I mean, they are extremely financially sound. I mean, they have cash reserves, they have the Bitcoins that they're sitting on, they have insanely low operating costs, 90+% margins. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, if Bitcoin starts to maybe fall a little bit, they can sell off those coins if they so chose, still at a massive profit because of their profit margins, right? And so I think that this one is extremely interesting, and I think this one's going to be one that I'm going to have to get into. I'm going to figure out how to tell my wife that, because she's not a huge Bitcoin, doesn't really understand it, why we put money in Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. So this is one I think you ought to really take a look at, and one that I was real happy to bring to you in this video. I think that, hey, worst case, look at it. It's $40 a share right now. Worst case, take a small bullish position in it. Buy something maybe on the dips if there are any dips, if the Nasdaq dips down and Mars stock reacts accordingly. Do it that way, right? But I tend to look at more of a long haul, and that's kind of how I'm going to look at this particular stock. And I think I'm going to take a stance in that regard. This is one that I think I'm going to put some money in, and this is one that made me smile as I was reading this article. Guys, I do this every day. I read a ton of articles, a ton of content. I do a lot of research, and frankly, this one kind of got me excited. And I was real happy to see this, and I wanted to bring it to you. What else do I got to say? You got to go check this one out. Do your own due diligence. Put it through your own technical, fundamental analysis, whatever you want to do. This article is over on Investor Place. If you want to go check it out, read it yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It was fun making it. It was fun bringing it to you. And so go check it out. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Drop a like on this video if you could, please. It'll help the video out, channel, me, etc. Become part of my community. Subscribe. I'm here for you every single day in the trenches. And my goal is real simple, is to help you make more money and just invest better and have fun doing it. We'll see you later. Take care.